everyone, today I'm going to show you guys how to make a Batman cake.
To get started, I have a 9-inch square cake pan and a 6-inch square cake pan, which I've lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to fill these with my cake batter. I'm going to bake these at 350 degrees until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Once my cakes have completely cooled, I'm going to level and torte them, which means I'm just going to cut each layer into 2 separate layers. Then I'm going to brush each cake layer with some of my simple syrup and add some of my delicious chocolate chip buttercream on top and add another cake layer on top, and I'm going to repeat this for all of my cake layers. I'm going to fill in any of the gaps with my buttercream and then give the cake a nice crumb coat to smooth everything out. Then I'm going to ice them again and let them set in the refrigerator. I have printed out some buildings on some edible wafer paper, and I've just placed them onto some modeling chocolate. I added a little water to help them stick to the modeling chocolate, and I'm using my X-Acto knife to cut out the building shapes. Once I've made enough of these to fit the perimeter of both my 9-inch and 6-inch cakes, I'm going to let these set. Now I'm going to move on to making the Batman logo, which I'm making out of black and yellow modeling chocolate. So I'm just rolling out my black modeling chocolate, and I have this Batman logo stencil that I made, and I'm going to use my X-Acto knife to cut it off. I'm going to glue a lollipop stick to the back of this logo using some melted candy melts, and it's going to be inserted in the center of the cake to be the topper. Now I'm rolling out my black fondant and covering my first layer of cake. I'm just rolling the fondant over the rolling pin and unrolling it over the cake. Then I'm just going to smooth the fondant to the top and sides of the cake. And with my handy pizza cutter, I'm going to trim off the excess fondant around the bottom of the cake. So here I have the modeling chocolate buildings that I made, and I've let them dry for a little while so they're really firm. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the back of them, and then that's going to act as a glue. It's going to stick to the fondant, and I'm just going to press those gently onto the fondant. I'm going to add these buildings all throughout the bottom perimeter of the cake. Now I'm just adding some dowels in the center of this cake for support, so that when we add our next layer on top, it doesn't sink into this cake layer. Here I have some more black fondant, which I've mixed with a little bit of blue just so that it has a dark blue sky feel to it. And I'm going to roll this out and cover my smaller cake layer in this. Now I'm going to stick a dowel through the center of the cake, and then I'm going to add the smaller cake on top so that the dowel is in the middle of both cakes but doesn't go through the top of the cake. Now I'm going to add some more modeling chocolate buildings around the perimeter of the top cake. Once my Batman logo has set, I'm going to add it through the center of the cake. Now I'm going to use some white food color and a really thin skewer to create some dots throughout the cake and make some star shapes. And the Batman cake is complete. I finished it off by adding a border to the bottom cake layer that represents the Batman belt, and I added some topper buildings to the top of the cake just to give it a little more height. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Stay tuned for more tutorials coming, and don't forget to subscribe!